Good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, and that means emptying the ashtray. For those of you that are new to Ash's Anomaly, today is the day of the week that I essentially empty the ashtray of some celebrity or celebrity gossip or celebrity couple that has been overrated in the media, to say the least. So today, I'm emptying the ashtray of Chris Brown and Rihanna. Reason being that I'm just tired of hearing about their relationship. I'm tired of people complaining that they're back together. I think that they should be extremely allowed to live their own lives. I think that we, as fans, I guess you could say, we have this misconception that I mean celebrities, need to live their lives how we set forth. Almost as though they're children and we're the parents and what we say goes kind of thing, and they need to live their lives by our rules and regulations and what we think is acceptable. And if they go outside of that, realm of acceptable or what us as a person finds acceptable, then we lose respect for them, or we don't like them as an artist anymore, or we start hating them, or whatever the case. When in reality, they're people just like you and I. They're still human beings that have lives and families that cause problems and drama and friendships that don't always work, and some days are good and some days are bad, and they're allowed to have bad days. They cannot be perfect public citizens all the time, just like you and I aren't always perfect, and we make mistakes, and we have to sometimes suffer the consequences. Unfortunately for the celebrities, because they're constantly put in the public eye and they're in the spotlight almost 24/7, depending on the celebrity, they don't have that opportunity like we do to sort of hide things or slide things under the table and chalk it up to being, no big deal, it's not the end of the world kind of thing. For a celebrity, most of the time, it does end up being the end of the world because it goes through the grapevine and, lies get added onto the story and, all these other things come into play like media and publicity and rumors and whatever else. And the next thing you know, it's becoming this big controversial situation that's caused this person a lot of problems and probably a lot of grief and stress and all of that kind of stuff. So we need to be a bit more respectful, I guess is what I'm saying, towards these people because they are human beings. They're regular people just like you and I. They just happen to do something for a living that most of us would love to be doing. They sing for a living. That's their job. They perform for us, they entertain us, and it's not an easy job because we as we as the people have very high expectations and we expect so much from these celebrities. It's almost ridiculous because we don't even tend to expect the same from ourselves. So, if we don't even expect that out of ourselves, then how and who are we really to expect that from some stranger that we don't even know, that we think we know, but we really don't know? So, um, I think that although I don't agree with their situation, I think what Chris Brown did was extremely wrong, and part of me doesn't understand why Rihanna, especially being so much of a public figure, would want to go back to him. But as I've said to many of my friends and family members I've talked to this about, I'm sure there's more to Rihanna's side of the story than everybody's letting on, because she looks like she's a bit of a fighter herself. She looks like she'd be able to scrap if push came to shove. So I definitely think there are probably uh, some altercations that took place maybe prior to the situation or the day of the situation with Chris Brown that obviously caused him to retaliate or act that way. Not justifying it whatsoever, but it takes two to tango kind of thing. So she probably did have some part in that whole scenario. And at the end of the day, if they love each other and they really want to be together and they think it's going to work and they're willing to work on it, then all the power to them. I think that that's great. And if anything, that's very respectable and very mature of them because a lot of people will just give up once, one bad situation's happened. And some people even get married and they'll have kind of a fluff up in their marriage and they'll get divorced over one small little situation that could have been resolved and could have been fixed. And, sometimes even though something really bad may have happened, there's no saying that you can't change and you can't work on things and get back to where you were before. It is possible. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of, dedication and determination. But they obviously seem determined to, fix the relationship and keep loving each other, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, not at all whatsoever. So, all the power to them. I think we need to just leave them alone, let them, essentially regain their trust in one another and, figure out their life situation and not be bombarded by us as fans, kind of telling them how they should live their lives and how they should, run their show. Because who are we? Who are we to judge? We have our own problems. We have our own, boyfriend drama. And I know there's girls out there that have had the same situation happen to them and they went running back to their man probably faster than Rihanna ran back to Chris Brown. So we do it. It's in us as women. We're very forgiving. We're very nurturing and understanding and all of those things. And, it's just in us to forgive and maybe not forget, but definitely to forgive. So I'd like to know what you guys all think about the whole Rihanna Chris Brown relationship. Um, Hopefully, you guys agree with me that they kind of need some space and they need to be left alone and just, who cares? I really don't understand what the big deal is. They're two people that are very attractive, that are attracted to each other, that clearly love each other, and have a very strong friendship. And I think that that's something to look up to, if anything. Like, yeah, they've had struggles, but they've overcome them, and that's admirable in my opinion. So. Again, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your opinions and get discussion going on this. Tomorrow is going to be ranting and a raven, so stay tuned for that. Today is an okay day. It's kind of cloudy here today in Ottawa. Hopefully, you guys are having a gorgeous day wherever you guys are. And ta ta for now.